Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Professional People Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Diederich, and my guests on this episode are Courtney Taylor and Chelsea Gheesling from Bundled, Michigan. They've started their own business together as friends and have grown it into working with Fortune 500 companies like Rocket Mortgage and General Motors. They have an awesome story and are a client of TDA Insurance, so I'm super excited to have them on. I hope you enjoy the episode. Welcome to another episode of the Professional People Podcast. Today I have Courtney Taylor and Chelsea Gheesling on the show from Bundled, Michigan. And I'm going to take a second and just say thank you because Bundled is a client of ours over here at TDA. So I'm very appreciative of them, and their story is super awesome. So I'm excited to have them share it today. Courtney and Chelsea, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thank you.
Let's get started with just going into your guys' backgrounds, and whoever wants to start, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you did before getting to Bundled and starting that up.
All right. Well, I'm Chelsea Gheesling, one of the co-founders of Bundled. And to go way back, Courtney and I have been friends since middle school. So we went to high school together and just have always stayed in touch, ended up being roommates after college. And we have just always had a passion for anything Michigan made. So Bundled started pretty organically, but before that, I was in marketing and journalism. And then I started my own nonprofit called the Good Girl Comeback, and kind of just all progressed. And I still have that nonprofit. And but then Bundled started really growing, and we both focus on that full time now.
Okay, and when was that start? When did Bundle start up?
5 years ago.
Wow. And how did the idea of Bundled come to be?
So Chelsea and I started about 5 years ago. Well, probably about 6 years ago. We started a blog called Chicken the Mitt, where we kind of went around and ate, drank, and shopped Michigan. We found a bunch of good small businesses, and we just kind of came up with this idea that we wanted to get those businesses out there more. How could we do this? So we started out with just kind of doing personal gifting, which then evolved into a larger domain of corporate gifting, and got us here.
So for those people who don't know what Bundled is truly yet, you kind of alluded to it there, but can you give them more of a broader overview of what Bundled offers to your clients?
Yeah, so Bundled is a gifting company. We comprise all of the gifts with Michigan made items. So think of an elevated gift basket, but we have themes. So if someone had a baby, you could go on our website and find the baby bundle and send it to whoever had a baby, or a sweets bundle, or our men's bundle, whatever holiday or event that you have in your life, we've created a bundle for it. So it's really easy to give gifting, but also supports over 40 Michigan small businesses. And over the lifetime of Bundled, we've been able to purchase just about $1 million worth of products from Michigan small businesses.
That's awesome. And so your products are all exclusively from Michigan small businesses, right?
Yes. And then on the corporate side, so that's our website, just you could go on there, purchase one gift. Now on the corporate side, we do big bulk gifting. So let's say right now what we're working on today is for Bedrock, a real estate company downtown. They're sending an opening day bundle to people who live in their building, because obviously opening day isn't happening this year. So residents that rent one of the Bedrock buildings will get a cute little opening day bundle with a bunch of different treats and items from Michigan made companies just to celebrate opening day. So we do, the one-off gifting on our website, and then we do the big bulk gifting for over 40 big businesses throughout Michigan and even throughout the country.
So how did you guys kind of transition from doing the personal gifts online to working with those big companies like that?
Well, we really found there was a need. And we had kind of started doing corporate gifting, probably really hitting heavy like 3 years ago. And then when the pandemic hit, we found that there was a huge need for corporations and companies to connect to both their employees and their partners or clients. So Chelsea and I, basically, because we were pretty much shut down, just hustled and got out thousands upon thousands of packages to people across the country so they could find a connection. Um, Virtual meetings, events, everything kind of moved to that virtual platform. So they were looking for ways to just get to those people.
Do you guys think that because you already had such a strong online presence before the pandemic hit, that it puts you in a good position to realize that need and capture the opportunity?
Yeah, we always say it's when hard work met opportunity. So we had been working so hard for the last, leading up to that 4 years, and had our contacts and had our relationships, and people trusted us. But then it just took it to the next level when people really needed, because when I think anyone can relate to this, when we were all quarantined, what did everybody crave? It wasn't anything more in the virtual arena. It was something physical. It was something that you could touch and feel, and that made you feel like you had a connection with another person. And we've always believed that about gifting, but I think the past year has really taught corporations and businesses how important that is, and how, just virtual is great, but there's something special about receiving a physical, special, custom gift. And they've been seeing the return on that as well.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that. What kind of stuff have you been hearing from the people you work with on how their employees or partners have been receiving the gifts and their thoughts on it?
Our testimonials are through the roof right now. People, like Chelsea said, people love getting something that's concrete, not just a little meeting. So maybe if they're having a virtual meeting, we'll send snacks to everybody to sit and have that while they're on that meeting, just to kind of amplify and make that connection.
Yeah, and on the sales realm, we have a lot of great ways to track things, and we do a ton of gifting with Quicken Loans, and they're a family of companies, so they're really great at tracking as well. Something we've done for the past couple years is we have gifted for Rocket Pro TPO, formerly known as QLMS. And what we do is whenever anybody signs on to be a partner with them, they get a welcome gift. And then when they close their first loan with them, they get a first closing gift. And so we've been able to track very closely how much faster they process their first loan with Rocket Pro TPO after they received the welcome gift. So at first we did a split test where only half of the partners got the welcome gift and the other half didn't. And the half that got the gift were much more quicker to process their first loan, which is Rocket Pro TPO's goal, is to have their partners process loans through them. So from there, they were like, let's do this. Let's roll this out to the whole company and send everybody the welcome gift after we saw the return on how the welcome gift worked. And then from there, it went to, now since that's going so well, let's send them a second gift, which is the first closing gift. And from there, they just saw the processing just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. So we have a lot of case studies like that. Once somebody receives a gift, they're X amount more likely to do this, whatever their goal is. And we help track that, and then the companies track it as well. So it's really cool to see.
That is so awesome. I love that idea. And just with such a big company like Quicken Loans, I can't imagine the amount of data that you guys have and the amount of gifts that you guys are sending out. It's got to be crazy. What has been the biggest challenge of going from, doing with mostly personal gifts to working with companies like Quicken Loans and doing so much stuff and being an integral part of their process?
So obviously, Courtney and I take so much pride in Bundled, so we want to do the absolute best job possible. We want to have to send out the perfect gift every time. So as we scale, our focus is maintaining that. It was easy when we were sending out 500 gifts a month. Last month we sent out 7,000. So, we're just really, really obsessed with making sure everything is exactly how it would be if we were sending out 10 versus thousands. And we take it's coming from them. So we take that very seriously. And, we respect our corporate partners so much. So that's what Courtney and I really just, harp on and look at with our team is just how do we make each and every gift that leaves our warehouse absolutely perfect.
That's a great mindset to have. And speaking about your team, how fast have you grown? How many employees do you have? And starting from you two, where are you at now?
So it started as just the two of us, and we have a mission of employing adults with disabilities. We work with a nonprofit called Services to Enhance Potential in Wayne County, and our first employee was through there. His name was Thomas. We hired him. He worked for us for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He just recently left just to take some time away during the pandemic, but hopefully he'll be back. And then since then, we've added on at Services to Enhance Potential, we've added on about 5 employees, and then we've grown our team. We added recently we hired a director of operations. We have 2 sales people, and then we have 3 others that work in our warehouse. So we have a team of about 10 to 15.
That's amazing. And I love what you guys are doing with the services to enhance potential and getting people with disabilities. That's so awesome. And just to know that you guys started doing that from the start is even more awesome. How did you go about finding that kind of partnership?
So my background is I was a special education teacher and team leader in a public school district for 14 years. I just recently stepped away to kind of focus on being a mom and growing the business. So during that 14 years, I did some job coaching. I worked with our post-high school students, and I got to really get a front view of how difficult it is for people with disabilities to obtain employment, fair employment, and hold on to that job, maintain that job. So when Chelsea and I were kind of thinking of Bundled, that was our first thing. Like, this is our mission, to employ a large team of individuals with disabilities and keep them employed, maintain their employment, and, make them a part of our team. And it's been amazing.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. How is working with those people? I'm sure they appreciate it so much. How has the feedback been from them? I'm sure they're absolutely just so thankful for you guys and providing that employment.
Yeah, well, I think with anyone, right? You like to have a purpose, to get up, to go to a job, to feel important, to feel like you have a reason to do something, but also to make money. So our team, not to brag, but they absolutely love coming to Bundled. We treat them just like we would treat anybody on our team. Our team is we want people to want to work for us and stay, with us for a long time. So it's been really, really wonderful.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for you guys, I mean, you guys have the teaching background and the community service background. How has working with Michigan businesses and using the disability employment, like being very focused and intentional about doing good things for the community, how has that helped your guys' business overall?
Well, I think Courtney and I want to stay true to who we are, and that's who we are. So we feel like if we're able to incorporate that into our business, we're being genuine. And I think people want to work with genuine companies. So Bundled is just built on what we believe in as individuals. And I think that as a secondary benefit, it's definitely helped our company. It's not the reason why we do it, but it's definitely helped Bundled grow, because I think when corporate partners meet us or learn about us, or even just your everyday shopper on our website can tell that we believe in what we do, we're passionate about what we do, we love our mission and we believe in it. And I think it's really transparent in our business. So I think that's attractive, and that's why people want to work with us, but we're just being who we've always been.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think you guys do a really awesome job of capturing your story and your mission on your website and online presence. Can you guys talk, you guys started off as a blog. Can you guys kind of talk about the evolution of your online presence and kind of how you attack your branding and marketing and really telling that story to your clients and audience?
Well, a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We had no idea what we were doing. So we just kind of, just figured it out. When people ask us, how did you build Bundled, or how did you do this? Just a lot of late nights, a lot of hard work, a lot of Googling, a lot of picking people's brains, a lot of nice people helping us out. And then over time, we saw what worked. We saw what didn't work. We saw what people responded to, and we just kind of honed in. And now we're at a place in our business where we are able to hire. We have a great website and IT support. We have a great PR company. We have a great marketing company that that helps us. So we still do the majority of it in-house, but we have a lot of people we consult with, and they help us now. But at the beginning, it was just throwing things up against the wall and see what stuck. So
what kind of advice would you give if there's people out there who are listening to this who are thinking about starting their own business or own online business? What are a few of those things you learned early on that you would give to yourself starting out that could help somebody out when they're thinking about starting a business?
I think the biggest thing for me personally was really making sure that, I taught for the whole time that we had Bundled. I didn't step away from my day job. I just kind of used bundles as a side hustle until it got to that point where I felt comfortable putting all my eggs in one basket and stepping away, and just really working really, really hard to make sure, because it doesn't happen overnight. At all. It took us years upon years of working morning to night. Chelsea and I would go to work during the day and then come here in the evenings and do our Bundled stuff. So I just think that that's super important, that it takes time, and just stick with it. If you believe in it, and then it's going to happen.
Yeah, someone told us at the beginning, most small businesses close within 3 years. So wait 3 years and you'll really see your business take off. And just, I think when you start your business and it's your side hustle, I think it helps you to really make the right decisions, not just the decisions about how to make your company grow the fastest, but really to build a strong foundation of your company. I think that was huge for us because we still had our day jobs. So we loved Bundled. We were so passionate about it. So we were really making the right decisions versus the decisions that would just give us quick growth. So we're really happy that we did it that way, and that we got some sound advice at the beginning, and just that absolutely nothing happens overnight. So if you work hard every single day for a while, you're going to see a return no matter what, So we got that advice at the beginning, and it really helped us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you can see it come to fruition with, I can tell that you guys buy into the foundation and your mission, and it's very apparent that you guys love what you do. And I think that's so awesome. One question I did have is, how has being business partners, going from middle school friends to roommates to business partners, how has that affected your guys' relationship and friendship?
Well, we always say, I'm pretty sure that Chelsea's the only person I could do this with. I mean, truly our friendship, we're raising our kids together. We have a lot of the same values, and it's grown. It's made us family, truly.
Yeah, we were just on vacation together last week and with our kids and our husbands, and we escaped for a little happy hour together. And we were just talking about this. We're like, can you remember one fight that we've ever gotten? And we really haven't. It's just I think we balance each other out. I think like any relationship, marriage, we balance each other out. And we always say we're two brains. Thank goodness, especially our sons are 2 weeks apart. So when we were pregnant, we were like, oh, thank God we have two brains.
Yeah.
Because right now we're equaling one brain.
Bundle did not allow for maternity leave.
Yeah.
So we were passing on babies in this place.
Yeah. Bouncy seats in the office.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's only strengthened our relationship. And honestly, I think it's because we respect each other, and we know that where the other one may have a weakness, the other one has a strength. So we really value our partnership, and I think that's why it works.
That's amazing. It's so funny because my mom and dad own TDA, and me and my brother used to be in here in our bouncy seat. So it just kind of made me remember that. It's so funny. And we got you guys know Anthony in our office. His kids come here before he drops them off to school, and it's so fun having the kids' atmosphere in the office.
Oh yeah.
Brings a lot to the table, a lot of good vibes and energy.
It does. It's real life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what piece of advice would you give to friends that are going into business together or thinking about starting business together? Obviously, you guys balance each other out great, but is there any tips and tricks that you would give to people who are thinking about starting a business with their friend?
Well, I think friendship always comes first, right? So our business is, our friendship and our families are first, and our business comes second. So I think just knowing that we have that ground of our friendship already, you're not letting the business decisions get in the way.
Yeah, and just communicate, talk and be open, and obviously do it with kindness. But I think I always say if I haven't said it, I can't expect the other person to know it. Right. So, communication is huge, and just making sure that both of you are in it for the right reasons. Are you truly passionate about the business that you're starting? Or is one person doing it for a different reason? I think that's huge as well, is making sure that your long-term purpose and goals align. And if that's the case, I say go for it. It's so much fun. I don't ever feel like I'm going to work.
And we brought on a lot of friends and family. We also have a mission of employing women, and moms that are coming out of being stay-at-home moms. And our director of operations is going to be having a baby soon. So, just kind of growing those friends and family into a business family.
Yeah, we always talk about that over here because we got my mom and dad and me and my brother, and then we got two Finns in the office and a bunch of people that we've grown up with. And
sounds like us. Yeah.
I love it.
It makes it fun to come to work because you're working as a family to all grow together, and it just makes things fun and easier to wake up every day and get to the office.
Absolutely.
Now, another question I have is what's next for Bundled? How do you guys see the future in the next 3 to 5 years playing out in this next post-COVID world, hopefully?
Well, we're definitely not stopping. That's for sure. We have really big goals. We recently kind of took on a new branch of the business, and we're doing some fulfillment and kitting for companies. So basically, kind of packaging promotional items and getting them into the hands of whoever they may need to. And that's never going to go away, whether we're stuck at home or not. So we're going to get it into as many corporations and homes as we can.
Yeah, we've got big goals. So I think a lot with our business, what I was explaining before with our business metrics, and we have a lot of unique ways that companies can incorporate our gifting into their CRM systems. So we have a gifting plugin basically that makes any database talk to our Shopify. And so let's say you wanted to send a birthday gift to every client you have. All you have to do is work with our IT person, program it in, pick out the gift once, and then we get an alert that says, send a gift over to Anthony Finn. It's his birthday. And we send it right out. It doesn't take the company's time at all. And that's what a lot of these big corporations have implemented. And it's absolutely incredible. And they couldn't be happier with it. So that's something we're working on getting into the hands of more businesses, because we like to say thoughtfully gift without thinking. You know, a company should be focusing on sales, not figuring out what birthday gift to send. Figure it out once, and then we'll send it every single time. So that's something that we're really focusing on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just love the plug and play. It just says,
yes,
you know, just when you get as a business owner, there's so many different moving parts going on, and your days get busy, and that makes things easier. And I think you guys will have a lot of good growth and potential there. So to wrap it up, I always end with one tip each of you have for professional people. Who wants to start us off?
One tip. I mean, I think for me, my biggest tip is just finding balance, and maintaining that balance, even in growth, especially in growth, you know, just making sure that whatever's important to you, family, friends, social life, you find time for every single portion of that in your life, because that's how you stay fulfilled and happy in your business part of your world.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's how you don't burn out. But and I also just think that, you know, with hard work, persistence, positivity, kindness, you can accomplish any business goal. I think as long, like I've always thought is, I don't want to be anybody else except me. And I know that I can succeed in business being me. And I think anytime somebody else tries to take on a different persona, you know, listen to enough motivational business things out there. Sometimes it's hard, it's confusing. Like, should I be more of a bulldog? Should I be more of this? No, just be yourself.
Right.
Be yourself and work really, really hard. And people are attracted to that. And that's what we've tried to do. So.
Well, you guys are doing an awesome job, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing your advice and your story. I think it's an absolute gem of a podcast, and I couldn't be happier with how the conversation turned out. If people want to find out how they can start working with Bundled, where's the best place for them to contact you guys?
Right on our website, bundledmi.com. And there's contact form on there, our emails.
Well,
yeah,
awesome.
Instagram,
Awesome.
Facebook,
Yeah, any social media. Yeah, exactly.
We're everywhere.
Right.
There you go. Well, everybody go and find Bundled and start your corporate gifting or your personal gifting and help them out in their great business. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening. And remember, keep it professional, people.